evening, everybody. Welcome to Game Night in the Region, streaming live on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from Crown Point High School as the Region Sports Network presents coverage of high school baseball. We have the Chesterton Trojans visiting the Crown Point Bulldogs. I'm Leo Staudaher. I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's matchup between two Duneland Conference rivals, two teams that met in the postseason last year. So a lot to play for. These two teams met yesterday as well. More on that later. We'll start with the starting lineup for the visiting Chesterton Trojans, coached by John Bogner. They are 11-8 on the year, 5-4 in conference play, 5-5 away from home. They have dropped their last two. Leading off will be the starter, left-hander Troy Barrett. Nick Faust will bat second, plays right field. Adam Kurek will be the designated hitter. He'll bat third. Joshua Davis plays third base. He'll be in the cleanup spot. Dylan Bradford will be at bat fifth, play left field. John Knight plays second base, bats sixth. Behind him is Andrew Govea playing center field. Brady McCormick will play first base, bats eighth. And Ethan Glassman will be the shortstop. He rounds out the 1 through 9. As I mentioned, Barrett on the mound. More on him in a moment. Now the starting nine from Steve Strayer's Crown Point Bulldogs. They enter with a record of 16-3 on the year, 9-0 in conference play, 8-2 here at White Valley Field, and they have won their last 7, including that 3-1 victory over Chesterton last night. Caden Matusik leads the Bulldogs off. He'll play second base. Noah Ehrlich bats in the 2 spot. He plays third base. Billy Chidsey bats third, plays short. Sean Dunlap plays right field. He'll bat cleanup. Chase Horton bats behind him. He'll be the catcher tonight. Jackson Alexander bats in the 6th spot. He will play first base. Mick Wagner plays left field, bats 7th. Logan Cotton will be the designated hitter. He will bat 8th, and Brody Langens plays center field. He rounds out the 1 through 9. Linus Sheridan will be the starting pitcher for the Bulldogs. So Sheridan starts. And the first pitch forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, it's about 63 degrees in Crown Point right now. It's cloudy, but still plenty of blue skies. The temperatures will continue to dip into the mid-50s as we approach sunset. That'll be around 7:53. There are some wind gusts in the area as well. Right now, it looks like the wind is blowing in, so you figure that might favor the pitchers. But all in all, it's a great day for baseball here in Crown Point. That's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. It's time to introduce the starting pitchers for tonight's game. That means we turn to the Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurlers for today, presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. For the Bulldogs, they will send right-hander Linus Sheridan to the bump. He is a pretty solid record, 5-0 on the year, with only a couple of runs allowed on the year. He's had 13 hits against. He's walked only 12 and struck out 30 on the season. So Sheridan will face the Trojans. And the Trojans will send Troy Barrett to the mound. Barrett with a also impressive 5-0 record, a ERA of .98. This will be his 6th start. He has surrendered just 20 hits, only 8 runs, 4 of them earned. He has walked only 8 batters, even more impressive, and struck out 59. So that's what we'll watch for from the lefty from Chesterton this evening. Good pitching matchup on the hill today. Those are your Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurlers for tonight's game. Enigenberg Exteriors, experienced roofing and siding contractor serving Illinois and Tennessee. Visit them on the web at ebergexteriors.com. So as we see the coaches going through the ground rules, getting closer to first pitch here in Crown Point, we'll step aside. When we return, we'll be that much closer. It's the Trojans, it's the Bulldogs, and it's next. So stick around. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Stadium through the main entrance gates.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Enigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Enigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit enigenberg.com for more information or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Enigenberg Exteriors. Restoring hope, one project at a time.
Back here at White Valley Field, getting ready for first pitch between Bulldogs and Trojans. This should be a fun one today. Two teams with some good offenses, but today we're certainly focused on the pitching matchup between Chesterton and Barrett. Barrett, one of the top lefties in the area with those 59 strikeouts, but Chesterton has really held his own every time we've seen him on these midweek starts. He's been efficient with his command and control. Two pitchers where maybe they're not going to try to overpower you with that fastball, but could get you to swing and miss on some stuff, and that really helps. So we'll see who gets the upper hand here. Yesterday, Chesterton fell to Crown Point 3-1. Noah Ehrlich went 2 for 3 with a run scored in that game. Billy Chidsey was 2 for 3 as well. He drove in a run for the Bulldogs. Caden Matusik had an RBI double to go with that one, and Sean Dunlap was 1 for 3. He scored a run. Logan Cotton picked up the win for Crown Point, going 7 innings, allowing just 2 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. He struck out 9. So we see the teams getting ready to start things off here. Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Athletics and say go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. Kick off summer at the Crossroads Corn Roast at Bulldog Park on May 30th and 31st. Enjoy farm fresh corn, live music, and local eats. For more information, visit crossroadschamber.org. So there you see the final starters being introduced for Crown Point. We're getting ready for the national anthem here at White Valley Field, so we will step aside for the playing of the anthem, but when we come back, it'll be first pitch between Bulldogs and Trojans. We're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Crown Point Bulldogs are coached by Steve Strader, assistant coach Dave Hoffman, assistant coach Brett Keeler, and assistant coach Justin Heisman.
So the playing of the anthem has been completed. It's just about time for baseball here at Crown Point. Good night for two local rivals that take off here. You see Crown Point on the field, all white uniforms, white caps with red bills, CP on the hats. Bulldogs in cursive across the front of the jersey in red font. Red numbers on front and back. White pants with a red stripe down the side. Chesterton will be wearing all black uniforms, black jerseys with maroon numbers outlined in yellow. Chesterton across the front in maroon font as well. Black pants, and they'll be wearing black caps as well with a white C on those. Two teams facing off for the second time in 2 days. We mentioned these two teams played in the postseason last year. It was a good year for the Trojans in 2024. They went 22-7, picked up a sectional championship in that one. They defeated the Bulldogs, put an end to their season 14-6 last year. Sectional pairings just came out. Crown Point will face Morden in the first round, and the winner of that one will play Hammond Central. Chesterton will have a bye in their sectional. They'll face with the winner of the Valpo-Maryville game. So we're getting into the home stretch here, early May, but starting to turn our attention forward to the postseason. These are two teams with some depth that are hoping to go on a run and keep their season rolling, but have to focus on the task at hand. Right now, Crown Point undefeated in Duneland play. Chesterton trying to provide a bit of a spoiler to that. So Sheridan goes through his final warm-up tosses, talks things over with his crew, and everybody gets ready to play ball here. Sheridan, the senior right-hander, will start us off. And he will oppose Troy Barrett, who will be the opposing starter today for Chesterton. He starts the 1 through 9. So Barrett against Sheridan. The righty goes through his windup, fires in a first pitch strike, and we are officially underway just after 5 o'clock here in Crown Point. Fans filing in. Good night to take in a game. Sheridan sends in a breaking ball for a strike. Starts off the count 0-2. Barrett down 0-2 to Sheridan. Takes that one inside. We go 1-2. Barrett was part of the PBR Indiana preseason All-State team. Had a great year in 2024. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sheridan starts his outing with a punch-out. Sends Barrett back to the dugout. And now it'll be up to Nick Faust, the senior right fielder for the Trojans. Faust batting .279 on the year. With 12 hits, he's driven in 18 RBIs, which puts him second on the team. So I would look to bear down here against Sheridan. He goes through his windup. Faust cues this one foul down the right field line towards the Chesterton bullpen. The wind blowing in, so on what was already a good pitchers matchup, you think the conditions favor the pitchers a little bit. It's blowing in from left field. The 0-1, skied in the air towards center. Langens hustles in. The second baseman looks for it as well, and Dunlap calls them off. The right fielder makes the catch for out number 2. So the Bulldogs communicate there. It looked like Matusik was backing up on it, but Dunlap had the angle as he was stepping in towards it rather than Matusik going back, so he calls him off, makes the catch. And just like that, there are 2 Trojans retired, and it'll be Adam Kurek, the designated hitter. He lays off that first pitch from Sheridan. Kurek, a defensive lineman for the Trojan football team. A lot of multi-sport athletes in this game. As the Trojans had a good season last year, so did the Bulldogs, and Sheridan sends this one down low for a 2-0 pitch. So Sheridan, looking for a strike here, goes through his wind, speeds that fastball just at the corner for a strike. So we go 2-1 here. Kurek gets ready. Fouls this one away near the hands off the screen. So after setting up to the outer corner and low, Sheridan goes high and tight to the batter, and Kurek just battles it away to even the count up at 2-2. So he's down to his last strike in this inning. And now the 2-2. That one's outside. We'll go full at 3-2. Keurig batting .262 on the season. 48 plate appearances. The payoff pitch. Puts this one in the air towards right field. Dunlap has a path to this baseball. He goes towards the line and gets there for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down. Sheridan retires the side. We'll see the Bulldogs step up, take some swings when we return. Stick around. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crown Company's Lantern Man.
Crown Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Don't forget to visit regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, and Instagram for this week's Powering Indiana Peak Performers, presented by NECA, IBEW, Powering Indiana of Lake County, the region's most trusted electricians. So Troy Barrett goes through his final warm-up tosses. He will face the top 3 in the lineup for Crown Point: Matusik, Erlach, and Chidsey. So Troy Barrett, a talented junior pitcher. Had a great season a year ago as a sophomore. Went through his stats earlier, but we'll go through them again here. 5-0 on the year, an ERA of .98 through 5 starts, 8 runs, 4 of them earned. He has struck out 59 while only walking 8. So he'll be facing a talented Crown Point offense. His first pitch out of the wind, high and away for a ball to Matusik, who's batting .449 on the year. 21 hits. He's driven in 10 runs. The southpaw goes through his wind here. Gets that fastball to the outer corner for a strike. So I mentioned Barrett, part of Prep Baseball Report's preseason All-State team, the 1-1. Gets a corner for a strike to make it a 1-2 count. He was a big part of this Chesterton rotation a year ago, going 7-1. In 2024 as an underclassman. Now he shakes off one sign from his catcher, steps off the rubber. That's the last season, 53 1/3 innings pitched, 7-1 for Barrett. Those are some good numbers to build off. The 1-2. Swing and a missed strike 3 on a backdoor breaking ball. Barrett sends Matusik back to the dugout. Nicely done. We'll see Noah Ehrlich, senior third baseman for the Bulldogs, batting here. And Barrett, 7-1 last year, was a strikeout machine as well, retiring 83 batters in strikeout fashion. He has now 60 strikeouts this year, so he's on pace to try to match last year's total. The first pitch to Ehrlich. To the outer corner, that's a strike as well. So Ehrlich, the left-handed batter, facing the lefty pitcher, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Ehrlich batting .318 on the year. He was 2 for 3 against these Trojans yesterday. A big 3-1 win for the Bulldogs. The 0-2. Tapped foul. Ehrlich just able to poke it towards the Bulldog dugout. Stays alive in this at-bat. So a Trojan team that last year, 22 wins, came out of a tough sectional that saw them in a matchup with these Bulldogs before falling to Lake Central. The 0-2. Called strike 3. Barrett speeds in the fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts to start off this bottom of the first inning. Now it'll be up to Billy Chidsey to keep things alive for the Bulldogs.
The shortstop, number 6, Billy Chidsey.
So certainly Crown Point getting a feel for what Barrett's working with and what the zone might look like today, and expecting a heavy dosage of fastballs here after this early showing from Barrett. The first pitch to Chidsey called a strike. Chidsey batting .511 this season. The bender misses outside. We go 1-1. Chidsey last week against Portage had a outstanding day. Had a double, a triple, drove in 5 runs. That 1-1 called a strike. Breaks to the outer corner against Chidsey, so Barrett ahead 1-2 here. Goes through the wind. And that'll be a strikeout. Barrett retires the side. The last 2 caught looking. So we are through 1 here in Crown Point. Scoreless, and the Trojans will head up to bat when we return. Stick around, you're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
If you are injured in a worksite accident or hurt by a defective product, go with the guy that has a proven track record litigating these cases. Otto Schragle, a principal partner at the Allen Law Group, will make sure those responsible for hurting you are held to account for their negligence. With multiple offices in Indiana and Illinois, you could reach them at 219-465-6292 or reach them out on the web at www.kenallenlaw.com.
Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. So if you blinked, you might have missed the first inning. Both teams with 3 up, 3 down frames. Linus Chesterton had a pretty solid top of the first, striking out the leadoff hitter and then working 2 flyouts to right field. And then Troy Barrett in the bottom half of the inning, 3 strikeouts, 2 of them looking. So it was a first inning that took about 12 minutes total. As we start off the top of the second, it'll be Davis, Bradford, and Knight. Joshua Davis, the senior third baseman, batting .324 on the year. Davis, an Adrian College commit, was a defensive back for the Trojan football team. So Sheridan gets ready and delivers. Spots that fastball to the outer corner for a strike. The 0-1. That's low. Evens count up at 1-1. And the big thing from that first inning was both pitchers really did a great job of staying ahead in these counts, being aggressive, firing in strikes early. The 1-1. Just low for a ball. We go 2-1, but when the hitters are down 0-2, 1-2 in these counts, they have to maybe expand their strike zone a bit, get aggressive, get defensive. The 2-1. Low and away, we go 3-1. So you have to think in a day where base runners might be a premium, have to keep the free passes down, avoid the walks. Sheridan in danger of doing so here with the count 3-1 to Davis. He gets one into the corner, fills up the count at 3-2. So now Davis gets ready for the payoff pitch. He puts it in the air, but this goes foul and breaks away from the concourse. Stays alive, though. Davis has driven in 8 runs on the year. Now the payoff pitch. Bounces it back to the right side of the diamond, scooped up by Matusik. He fires and beats him there by a step. Matusik had to play that one off the hop, didn't have much time to get it there, but was able to just beat Davis. You see the second look there. Good job by the second baseman handling it and then throwing a strike quickly there for the ground out. So Sheridan, nice job by working his way back into the count there and getting it full at 3-2. First pitch called a strike to Dylan Bradford. But he was down 3-1 in that count, worked it full at 3-2, and this one fouled away. And even when his 3-2 pitch was initially fouled away, he countered with a better one at the next pitch of the at-bat, worked a grounder, and recorded the out. So quickly behind 0-2 is Dylan Bradford, the junior left fielder. He pokes this one towards shortstop. Chidsy's going to get there, throws on the hop, and beats him for out number 2. That was off the top of the bat, and it took a slow roll to Chidsy at short. He didn't have much time to come up with this one, and we'll see it here. He scoops it, throws on the jump, and just barely beats Bradford. So a couple of close calls on grounders for the Bulldogs. They've been able to handle them. Sheridan drops in a bender for a strike to John Knight, the sophomore second baseman. Figure as Knight ropes this one towards left field, it drops in front of Wagner. That will be the game's first hit. It comes with 2 away here in the top of the second. So the sophomore delivers here for Chesterton. Bring Andrew Govea up to bat for Chesterton with the 2 away and a man on. Govea playing left field or center field today for the Trojans. Batting 171 on the year, but trying to bring that up. He has driven in 10 runs. 3 extra base hits on the season. He fouls the first pitch from Sheridan away. So starts off the count 0-1. So now Sheridan requests a new baseball. He'll get one from the home plate umpire. So the runner on first base, John Knight. Andrew Govea, the batter at the plate. Sheridan ahead in this count 0-1, but trying to get out of this inning with the runner left stranded. First time working out of the stretch today. The 0-1, tapped away foul. Got that one near the hands and just skipped it towards the backstop. So the count quickly 0-2. So Govea here, you think he'll start getting defensive, has to swing at anything close. And Sheridan has the luxury. He can waste a pitch or two if he wants to, or he can just go right at the hitter. Here we go. Now low and away, we go 1-2. Good jump on that fastball, but just a little bit under the knees. You see Knight stepping out to a lead over at first base. Sheridan takes a peek over at him. Now looks back towards his catcher. This next one tapped away, foul. I think the home plate umpire caught a piece of that. Count stays 1-2. Jace Horton checks up, makes sure he's all right. But Sheridan just one strike away from getting out of this inning. After a good 2-out single by Knight, kept things rolling. He became the game's first base runner. Sheridan gets ready. And he'll fire to the plate. That's high. Checking on it was Govea, but he pulls away. Went with the high heat there. But it evens up the count at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the top of the second. Sheridan gets a sign from Horton. He'll throw over to first base. Knight dives back safely. So Govea, after being down 0-2, has worked himself even in the count. Still just down to his last strike. The righty Sheridan gets ready. Another foul ball. So it looked like then, after the fastball high and away, Sheridan went with something off speed there, and Govea swung on top of it, but it redirected back towards the batter. Count stays even at 2-2. So good battle here with 2 away. Govea and Sheridan, the senior pitcher, fires that one outside. That'll fill the count at 3-2. So a senior pitcher on the mound, a junior in the box. Let's see who will win this battle as the count is full at 3-2 now. Govea has walked 14 times this season. Here's the payoff pitch. That's high and inside. It'll be a 2-out walk for Govea, his 15th of the campaign. And so now there are 2 on with 2 away for Chesterton. And Brady McCormick, the senior first baseman, will bat.
Number 20, Brady McCormick.
So McCormick batting 182 on the season. He has driven in 4 runs, trying to increase that average. Big spot for him here in the top of the second. It's still early, but you have to think with the way Sheridan's been throwing, you have to cash in here because you get him in a clean inning, it'll be tough to work with. And it's a tough Crown Point offense that could score runs in a hurry, too. First pitch to McCormick is high for a ball. So you don't want to leave offense for later. You want to try to strike first. So McCormick wiggles the bat, gets ready for the 1-0 delivery from Sheridan. Here it is. That one grabs the outer corner for a strike. Sheridan evens the count up at 1-1. Knight's over at second base. Govea at first. McCormick, the right-handed batter. Chesterton threatening here with 2 away. The 1-1 high. Phil makes the count 2-1. Davis started off with a ground out to second. Bradford with a ground out to short on what was a nice play by Chidsey. Then a single from Knight. A walk from Govea. That's how we got here. 2-1 the count to Brady McCormick. He checks up on that one. Did he go? He did. The count's even at 2-2. That could have been a strike anyway, but there was the appeal over to the umpire at second base. So now Sheridan 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. The 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets McCormick swinging on that one. The Trojans will strand 2. We are through an inning and a half. Still scoreless here at Crown Point. The Bulldogs will be up to bat next. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. Kick off summer at the Crossroads Corn Roast at Bulldog Park on May 30 and 31. Enjoy farm fresh corn, live music, and local eats. For more information, visit crossroadschamber.org. Bottom of the second here at White Malley Field. Leo Stauder with you on the call. Zach Zanelli and Martin Murillo, part of the crew as well. And it's a good night for the Region Sports Network to be here with a tough Duneland Conference matchup between these Trojans of Chesterton and the Bulldogs of Crown Point. Dunlap, Horton, and Alexander lead things off for the Bulldogs. They'll look to pick up their first hit now here in the bottom of the second after Troy Barrett struck out the side in the first. He sends a fastball away. So Dunlap batting .339 on the year, 20 hits. 8 of those hits for extra bases. This one away for a ball. Count moves to 2-0. Dunlap was 1 for 3 with a run scored yesterday, the 2-0. Get some swing through that one. So Barrett worked quickly in the first. Got Matusik to strike out swinging, and then Ehrlich and Chidsey went down looking. But he misses away to go 3-1 here. So first time he's fallen behind in a count. Dunlap with a patient approach. Gets ready for the 3-1. That fastball just gets to the lower corner. Now we will go full at 3-2. So 2 of the top juniors in the area facing off here. Barrett against Dunlap. He goes through his windup. That breaking ball misses outside. So Dunlap walks. They'll bring Jace Horton up to bat here with nobody out and a runner on first base. Horton batting .396 on the season. So a good spot for Horton, the senior catcher, up to bat. Horton's driven in 21 runs. Barrett steps off, throws over to first base, sliding back safely is Dunlap. Horton committed to the Milwaukee School of Engineering. Members of the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference, Division III level. Good program over there in Milwaukee. First pitch, fastball outside. So now the Bulldogs, if you're watching Barrett here, he's missed on a couple of those fastballs away, trying to not help him out and chase any of those. Barrett kicks and fires the 1-0, cracked over to short, scooped up by Glassman. He steps on the cushion, throws to first, and he'll turn 2. So the Trojans quickly erase the leadoff base runner for the Bulldogs. They're 2 away, and the batter now, Jackson Alexander. So take a second look at that one. See Glassman doing it all himself. Gets to that grounder, steps on second and fires over to first base, where McCormick makes the grab, and it'll be up to Alexander to extend things. First pitch strike from Barrett. Alexander batting .333 on the season. 5 doubles and 2 triples, so he's got one of the higher slugging percentages on the team. He swings through that off-speed pitch, so he's quickly behind 0-2. The 0-2. He swings through it for strike 3. It's the 4th punch out of the day for Barrett. We're through 2 here at White Malley Field, still scoreless. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Hi, this is Tim down at Tire Pros and Auto Superstore, 5200 Cleveland in Maryville. 219-887-3333 is our phone number. We've been serving the region and building relationships with our valued customers for the past 23 years. We have a wide variety of services, quality tires with the best warranty in the nation, and some of the most skilled mechanics I've ever worked with. Let us exceed your expectations. We're setting a new standard. Come on down, ask for Mike or Tim. We'll take excellent care of you. Thank you.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game, Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals. Top of the third inning, Glassman then the top of the order up for the Trojans. Ethan Glassman, the junior shortstop, batting here for Chesterton. After they picked up their first hit in the top of the second, had 2 base runners, left them stranded. After Linus Sheridan worked a good strikeout to leave those 2 runners hanging. Glassman batting .275 on the season. Has 14 hits and leads the team with 23 runs driven in. First pitch, low for a ball. So Sheridan starts him off 1-0. So Glassman producing, batting in the 9 spot here, the 1-0. And so that's takes that one there, 2-0, but you think about that strategy aspect where you don't necessarily want to put an automatic out in that 9 spot. If you could put a competitive hitter there, the 2-0, knocked foul, we go 2-1, but if you could get a good batter up there that can get on base, that can really help out then when you get the top of the order back up. When you flip the lineup card over, you've seen different strategies, different arguments over how to construct the lineup, the 2-1. Low for a ball. Remember Joe Madden, back when pitchers could still bat, where he'd move the pitcher into the 8 spot sometimes and then put a more reliable hitter in the 9 spot to help out those then top guys when they'd come up. The 3-1. It's high for ball 4. Glassman does his job and draws the walk. And for Glassman, that's a good walk to start off the inning. That's his 12th walk of the season. So kind of what we're talking about there, where you put a patient batter, a batter that can get on base in the 9 spot. That helps out now Troy Barrett, who struck out swinging against Sheridan to start the day, but Sheridan throws over. Glassman just barely sneaks back to the base. Barrett batting .446 on the year with 17 runs batted in. It now helps that he has a runner like Glassman on base. And Sheridan throws over again. Glassman dives back safely. Still looking for the first pitch to Barrett. Here it is. That's outside near the left-handed batter's box. It skips in. Count starts 1-0 to the right-handed hitter, Barrett. Barrett with 4 strikeouts on the hill today is 0 for 1 at the plate. He's one of 2 Chesterton batters that strike out against Chesterton. Now getting ready for his second appearance. And he fouls this one away towards the softball complex. Evens the count up at 1-1. So the 2 starting pitchers dueling here, both trying to help get their team the win. Chesterton trying to retire his counterpart while Barrett's trying to help out his own cause with a runner on and nobody out. The 1-1, Barrett puts it in the air towards left center field. Chidsey goes back, and then the center fielder, Langens, just has it dropped to his left. They'll throw over to second base where they get Glassman out, so they do get an out on the play. Maybe not the way they drew it up, but it puts Barrett on base. And then so Glassman is thrown out 8-4. So a little unconventional there as Chidsey, the shortstop, was going back. Langens, the center fielder. It looked like Langens called them off, went with that slide, and then it just went wayward to his left, drops, but then they get up, throw over to second base, where then now the force was active and retired Glassman, who was the runner on first. So there's one away, Barrett's on. Faust swings through that one to start the count 0-1. He flew out to right field back in the first inning. So the count 0-1. There's one out and a runner on first base. Barrett's the runner at first. He slides back safely after Chesterton throws over. That 0-1 pitch goes away. So Chesterton now gets ready for the 0-2. Nods to Horton, throws it in, and Faust puts it in the air towards left field. Wagner circles, camps out, and gets there for out number 2. Pitch was a little higher above the plate, and Faust was able to swing on it, but he was under it and didn't quite barrel it up. It was maybe a little higher on the bat, so it just hung up there, and Wagner was able to get there for the second out. That'll bring Adam Keurig up to bat with a runner on and 2 away. Keurig, also a flyout victim. He flew out to Dunlap near the foul line in right field back in the first inning. First pitch from Chesterton. Just grabs the outer corner for a strike. Top of the third inning here at White Maley Field. Crown Point and Chesterton both scoreless. Chesterton starting their second at-bats. Chesterton throws over. Barrett was able to evade the tag with the head first slide. Chesterton prepares for the 0-1 pitch. Here it is. That one on the outer third for a strike. Nice fastball from Chesterton. So Keurig batting .262 on the season entering this ball game is 0 for 1 so far. Down to his last strike. Chesterton briefly steps out and now gets ready to face this right-handed hitter. Takes a look over at Barrett on first base. He stepped out to a 2-step lead. This one poked over to Chidsey at short. He will scoot over to the base, step on it to retire Barrett. That's the third out. So Chesterton gets a runner on, can't advance him. We're through 2.5, still scoreless. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Wagner, Cotton, Langens, the 7-8-9 hitters, due up for Crown Point here in the bottom of the third, still facing Troy Barrett. Barrett only one base runner allowed. He then erased him on a double play ground ball. He has struck out 4 while facing the minimum so far, as we're here in the bottom of the third. Pardon me. Moving along here, Wagner, the senior left fielder, batting .386 on the season, 17 hits. Also working 7 walks. Barrett goes through his windup. Tries to backdoor that breaking ball, just misses. Starts off the count 1-0. So in that second inning, we saw the Bulldogs with some good takes on first pitches, get ahead in some counts, and make Barrett have to battle back the 1-0. He loops this one in for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. And now the windup. That heater misses inside. We'll go 2-1, and you have to be respectful of what Barrett can do on the mound, but you can't be intimidated by him. You still treat it. He is human, the 2-1. And he swings through that one to even the count off at 2-2, but don't want to help him out by swinging stuff out of the zone. And they've had some good takes today. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wagner tries to reach on that one, can't get there. It's the 5th punch out of the day for Barrett. And it's the first out here in the third. Logan Cotton will bat now for the Bulldogs. Cotton in the DH spot today. He was on the hill yesterday at Chesterton. Pardon me, that one's fouled away. Cotton pitching against Chesterton yesterday went 7 innings, allowing just 2 hits, 1 run that was unearned, and he struck out 9. So now he'll be facing a tough pitcher in his own right, and Troy Barrett fouls away the first pitch. The 0-1. Just outside, we go 1-1. Cotton, an Indiana University commit, works the bat here. Count even up at 1-1. Takes that pitch. It goes outside. Cotton batting .276 on the season. Part of this deep Crown Point Bulldogs group. Pitch inside. We go 3-1, but they have a lot of threats throughout the lineup. Helps when you have a tough senior like Cotton batting in the 8th spot. The 3-1. Called strike 2 towards the lower outer corner. So the count now full at 3-2. This one poked towards first base. McCormick gets there, throws over to Barrett, who then steps on the base for out number 2. So Cotton swinging on top of it, chops it over towards McCormick at first base. He's able to roll over to his right, get the glove on it, and then flip it over to Barrett, who then steps on the base for the second out. It's up to Brody Langens, the sophomore center fielder for Crown Point. Working with 2 away and nobody on here in the last of the third. He swings through the first pitch from Barrett for strike 1. So Langens, the underclassman, batting .234 this season. On base percentage of .298. The 0-1. Just missing to even the count at 1 apiece. Barrett gets the sign from his catcher, Redmond, goes through the windup. And Langens puts this in the air towards center field, but Govea quickly steps there and makes the catch for out number 3. It's another quick 3-up, 3-down inning for the Bulldogs at the plate. And it'll be up to Chesterton on the mound. When we return, you're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Ennigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Ennigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit ennigenberg.com for more information or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Ennigenberg Exteriors. Restoring hope, one project at a time.
Joshua Davis leads off the 4th inning for Chesterton, takes the first pitch from Chesterton low for a ball. Davis grounded out to second base on a nice play by Matusik in his first at-bat. Next pitch, high and away. We go 2-0. Reminder, they can stay with us after the game. We will name the Ironworkers 395 play of the game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a union ironworker. Davis floats this in the air to right field. Matusik locates it for the second out. It hung up there for a while. He had to step over to his left, but gets there for the first out. Brings Dylan Bradford up to bat. Bradford, ground out victim to Chidsey over at shortstop in his first at bat on a nice play by the Bulldog shortstop. Bradford was the fullback for the Trojans football team. Takes that first pitch for a strike. The 0-1. Swung through that off-speed pitch for a strike. It's now 0-2. Chesterton fell to Valpo in the playoffs. In what was a close game back in November. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on the off-speed. The throw down to first in time. Bradford, the second out of this inning. And the third strikeout of the day for Chesterton. So it'll be up to John Knight now, the sophomore who has the game's only hit. There have been 4 base runners for Chesterton, but 2 walks, 1 reached on a few others' choice. Knight, the only one with a hit. The windup from Chesterton. He gets Knight to swing through that one, so the sophomore stepped up earlier in this game. We'll see what he can do here against Chesterton with 2 away in the top of the 4th. The 0-1. That's called strike 2. Chesterton gets that one, just a bite towards the plate. Just a little bit. And he's quickly ahead 0-2. He winds and fires. Low towards the plate. Count moves to 1-2. So Knight looking to lock in here. The 1-2. Called strike 3. Chesterton freezes up Knight. He rings him up for his 4th strikeout of the evening. We're through 3.5 here at White Maley Field. Still scoreless. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crown Company's Lantern Man. Crown Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Athletics and say, "Go Bulldogs!" Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. Kick off summer at the Crossroads Corn Roast at Bulldog Park on May 30th and 31st. Enjoy farm fresh corn, live music, and local eats. For more information, visit crossroadschamber.org. So just past the halfway point in this game, it's the top of the order up for Crown Point here in the bottom of the fourth inning in search of the game's first run. Matusik fouls it away off his front leg, it looks like. Matusik struck out in the first inning, so this will be his second at-bat against Barrett. So Barrett has 5 strikeouts on the day. Has only allowed 1 base runner, a walk in the second inning, which he erased with a ground ball double play. Matusik chops this over to shortstop. Getting there is Glassman. He loses it. Matusik will reach. And the Bulldogs get the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Now come to the plate, number 5, the third baseman, Noah.
So that was one for Glassman where he had to reach to his right side and just couldn't quite handle. So it gets away from him and it puts Matusik on base for Noah Ehrlich. Ehrlich, strikeout victim, his first time up. Trying to produce here against Barrett. Lefty on lefty matchup. So this, mentioned a lot of football players on the Chesterton side. Ehrlich, the starting quarterback for Crown Point this past fall. Lays off that first pitch. It goes away. Count starts off 1-0. So really the second time the Bulldogs, limited sample size of seeing how Barrett is pitching out of the stretch. They quickly grounded into a double play the only other time they had a base runner. Ehrlich shows bunt, can't line it up. So that'll be a strike, evens the count at 1-1. So you try to get a feel for what Barrett's working with here and how his delivery changes when he's not going through the full wind. So you really haven't had many looks against him in this fashion. He steps off, throws over to first. Matusik quickly gets back there. So the count's even. So Barrett peeks down, gets the sign from Redmond. Kicks and fires to the plate. Speeds in another strike to get ahead 1-2 against Ehrlich here. So that one just tailing away from the hitter. So we saw Ehrlich show bunt early in this count. I certainly think now that changes. He'll be swinging away here with the count at 1-2. The pitch from Barrett poked towards the Bulldog dugout. He stays alive. Been in the bottom of the 4th inning. Base runners have been at a minimum for the Bulldogs. Really trying to capitalize after Matusik reached on an error to start this frame. And Ehrlich will look to try to put him in motion here. The 1-2. That spins inside. Ehrlich has to duck to get out of the way. Evens the count at 2-2. Ehrlich with 8 walks on the year, with the count evened up at 2-2. Barrett peeks over to the runner at first, throws over, but diving back to the cushion was Matusik. Let's see, you have to watch for that too. When you have a left-handed pitcher, he can make that throw over to first. Matusik with 5 stolen bases on the year. And Ehrlich is called out on strikes. Barrett was looking for that outer corner, and he gets the fastball there. So Ehrlich caught looking for the second time today. Billy Chidsey will step up to bat now with 1 away, runner on first. So that's the spot. Barrett's looking for that outer third against left-handed hitters. He's been getting the strikes there and picks up his 6th punch out of the outing. So Chidsey, who is 0 for 1 with one of those strikeouts, calls time, steps out of the left-handed batter's box. So Matusik, the runner at first base, mentioned he has 5 stolen bases on the year. They look him down on that pitch that was high. That's what I was getting at. Wonder if Crown Point maybe gets aggressive, tries to get him in motion here, whether they're going to have him steal, you run a hit and run here maybe, or with 1 away, I don't think they will sacrifice Chidsey, but they were having Ehrlich show bunt. Now he goes. It's chopped towards second base. Knight can't get there. It gets away from Knight, rolls out to center field. Matusik will speed over the third base. He slides in safely. And now the Bulldogs have runners at the corners. Matusik at third, Chidsey at first. Now they're threatening here in the bottom of the 4th with their first hit of the day. And scratch that. It looks like Matusik now out at third base. He will be out. I believe the call was interference, that he interfered with Knight when he was stepping towards that baseball. So Matusik out. There's 2 away now, 1 runner on. Chidsey still reaches with a single, but that takes away some of the momentum that Crown Point had there. It changes the look of this one. Instead of runners at first and third with 1 away, you had runner at first with 2 away. Well, it's still a very good spot for Sean Dunlap to be up with. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Redmond, the catcher, looks Chidsey back to first. So Billy Chidsey picked up the first hit of the day, breaks up the no-no bid from Troy Barrett, but Barrett trying to retire Dunlap. He's ahead 0-2. He kicks and fires. And this one hammered towards right field. Moving to his left is Faust. It drops. It will roll all the way to the wall. Turning third, going towards the plate is Chidsey. He will score. It's an RBI triple for Sean Dunlap. And Crown Point is on the board here in the 4th inning. They take a 1-0 lead over the Trojans. So Dunlap clubs his 2nd triple of the year, picks up his 11th RBI. At a big spot here with 2 away in the 4th to put Crown Point on the board. That one was going towards right field. Faust, the right fielder, had to move to his left to get there. He couldn't. It drops just behind him. Rolled all the way to the wall and saw the speed from Dunlap going to third base. This swing by Horton goes towards right field, right to Faust, who makes the catch for out number 3. But the Bulldogs do their damage. They are able to get a run across the plate. We're through 4 here at White Maley Field, and Crown Point leads 1-0. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
If you are injured in a worksite accident or hurt by a defective product, go with the guy that has a proven track record litigating these cases. Otto Schragle, a principal partner at the Allen Law Group, will make sure those responsible for hurting you are held to account for their negligence. With multiple offices in Indiana and Illinois, you can reach them at 219-465-6292 or reach them out on the web at www.kenallenlaw.com.
Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. And if you're following across on our other platforms, you can see a busy day here at the RSN. Lake Central baseball up 3-1 over Portage. Their softball team up 12-0. We're here at Crown Point, where the Bulldogs strike first in the bottom of the fourth inning, lead 1-0. Now starting the top of the fifth, we'll see if the Trojans of Chesterton answer back. It'll be Govea, McCormick, and Glassman, the 7, 8, 9 hitters up to bat here. So that was a big fourth inning that we'll elaborate more on here as Sheridan works against Govea, he walked his first time up against Sheridan, but Bulldogs started the inning when Caden Matusik reached on an error. First pitch from Sheridan, taken for a ball. And then Ehrlich strikes out looking. Chidsey singles, and it looked like he advanced Matusik to third base, but he was called out for interference as he was moving towards second. But then Sean Dunlap was able to bring Chidsey home with an RBI triple all the way to the wall. And that's how Crown Point was able to get on the board in the last inning. The count 2-0 to Govea. And Sheridan speeds that one outside, moves the count to 3-0. So on a day where the wind's blowing in, that was still impressive to see Dunlap crack that all the way to the wall, opposite field. Showed off the power there. Dunlap, a Tennessee commit, playing right field today for the Bulldogs. And Sheridan misses low and away for ball 4. It's the second walk of the day for Govea. And just like that, the tying run is on base for Brady McCormick, who struck out swinging his first time up against Sheridan. He'll work now here with a runner on. Nobody out here in the top of the fifth inning. So it's been a well-pitched game between Sheridan and Barrett. Sheridan with just 3 walks on the day. McCormick shows bunt, pulls away. That'll be in for a strike anyway. 3 walks for Sheridan and 4 strikeouts. He's been throwing it well. He's heading this at bat 0-1 to McCormick. He shows bunt again. He jabs at it, but it goes all the way back to the fence behind home plate. So he's behind 0-2. It'll look like likely be swinging away now with 2 strikes. Trying to get that runner Govea moving. So now for Chesterton, see how they get aggressive with that run on the board. Down by 1. He shows bunt again, pokes it forward to Sheridan. Sheridan will throw over to second. They'll get 1. The flip to first in time. The Bulldogs turn 2. 1-6-3. Retiring Govea and McCormick. So the bunt with 2 strikes goes back to the pitcher. You see Sheridan heads up play, knowing he has time to throw over to second. And then good job by Chidsey handling it. And going to first. Nicely done by the Bulldogs. So there are 2 away. Ethan Glassman, the batter now. Lays off the first pitch from Chesterton. It's low for a ball. The count goes to 1-0. Time called. But that can really energize the Bulldogs when you turn two like that. Get the tying run off the bases. This one fouled away by Glassman. Barrett's been tough to get to, but you were able to get to him in the bottom of the fourth, and then your defense steps up in the top of the fifth. It could be one of those swings where the momentum really swings to the side of Crown Point here. The 1-1. Dropped in for a strike. Chesterton goes with the breaking ball there. The bottom falls out on it. It was looking like it was going to be high and tight, and then it just drops right to the middle of the plate. Too late for Glassman to do anything about it. The count 1-2. He drives this one towards left field. Going back is Wagner, and he will not get there. It drops. It's a single. Single for Glassman. That was down the left field line. It's a 2-out single for Glassman. Brings Barrett and the top of the order up to bat. So Barrett reached on a fielder's choice back in the third inning. It's only the second hit of the day for the Trojans. Chesterton motors in a fastball for a strike. Makes the count 0-1. Chesterton trying to get out of this inning with the runner on first base. He kicks and fires the 0-1. It skips foul down the third baseline, goes towards the Bulldogs bullpen, so the count quickly 0-2. Chesterton facing his counterpart, Troy Barrett. Barrett, who allowed the run in the last frame, trying to get his team on the board now with 2 away and a runner on first base. Chesterton throws over to first base, but Glassman slides back safely. So the count's still 0-2. Chesterton gets a sign from Horton, fires this one to the plate, golfed in the air by Barrett. Matusik calls for it at second base and will get there for out number 3. So the Bulldogs escape that inning, turned a nice double play, and prevented a run from reaching. We're through 4.5 here at Crown Point. The Bulldogs lead 1-0. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associate out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. Kick off summer at the Crossroads Corn Roast at Bulldog Park on May 30th and 31st. Enjoy farm fresh corn, live music, and local eats. For more information, visit crossroadschamber.org. Bottom of the fifth inning here at White Maley Field. Crown Point leads 1-0. They will now look to try to add to that lead. It'll be Alexander, Wagner, and Codden, the 1-2-3. After the Bulldog defense really stepped up in the top half of this inning, turning that double play, not always in the fashion you expect with that bunt back to the pitcher. It was quick enough back to Chesterton where he had a chance to throw over to second base. Then they turn 2, so a 1-6-3 twin killing helps that Chesterton has played some infield as well, so familiar with that throw, with handling things. The 1-0 pitch. High, we go 2-0. So a couple good takes by Alexander on fastballs that have missed. Alexander struck out Victim his first time up to bat in the second inning. The 2-0 from Barrett. And the off-speed pitch, he'll swing through it. And that's some good movement going away from the hitter. Count goes to 2-1 now. The Bulldogs up 1-0. Alexander misses on that one. Evens the count 2-2. So Barrett has battled back here. Barrett with 6 strikeouts tonight, bringing his season total up to 65. The 2-2. Skied to the left side of the diamond. It curls away out of the concourse, so the count remains 2-2. But Barrett with 65 this year, struck out 83 a year ago as a sophomore. Hasn't missed a beat here his junior season. The 2-2. Just missing on the outer corner. That will make it a full count here at 3-2. So Alexander leading off this bottom of the fifth inning, trying to work the walk. Got the Bulldogs a base runner here. The wind and the pitch from Barrett. And that just misses inside. It'll be a walk for Alexander. It's a leadoff runner for the Bulldogs. That is just the second walk they've been able to work against Barrett. For Alexander, he's on base for the first time today. Alexander with his 10th walk of the season. And now Mick Wagner will bat. Wagner 0 for 1. He swings and misses on that first pitch from Barrett. He struck out swinging his previous at-bat against Barrett. But he's working now with nobody out and a runner on first base. Bulldogs in search of an insurance run here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Barrett's delivery, swing and a miss, strike 2. Bulldogs were able to get to Barrett last time up. Could follow in similar fashion here in the fifth. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He went with the high heat. Wagner couldn't get there. It's the 7th Bulldog to go down on strikes this evening. And it's the first out here in the fifth. Logan Codden will now step up with a runner on first and one away. Codden grounded out tonight over at second base in his prior at-bat. Picked up the win on the mound yesterday, and that one gets past the catcher. Redmond scoops it up, but already advancing over to second was Alexander. He moves into scoring position now. So that changes the strategy here. Cotton was showing bunt there, but the pitch goes all the way to the backstop. Now, maybe they'll give him the green light to swing here with the runner advance to second without having to put the ball in play. The 0-1, or the 1-0 fouled down towards the Trojan dugout. That will even the count at 1-1. So Cotton just a little bit behind that one and fouls it away. So Barrett tried to send the fastball past him, but Cotton did something with it. Now he'll get ready. Looks over to the runner at second base. That's Alexander. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball high. Count moves to 2-1. But a big point in the game here. If the Bulldogs can add another one, think about the way that Linus Chesterton's been pitching this season. They could really put them in a good spot with a 2-run lead. Just 6 outs to go. The 2-1 pitch. Skipped along the first base line. It goes over the head of McCormick, rolls out to right field. Turning the corner, going towards the plate is Alexander. He will score. Crown Point adds another one. They extend their lead to 2-0 here in the fifth inning. So that one bounces its way through the infield, goes over the head of McCormick, rolls out to right field, and for Logan Cotton. He records his 9th RBI of the year. Brody Langens will bat with a runner on first base and one away. And the Bulldogs with a good start here in the 5th inning, and still plenty of room to go with just one away after Alexander walked to start the frame. Wagner struck out. Cotton then with the RBI single, and going with the pitch was Cotton, but it was fouled away by Langens, who flew out to center field in his previous at-bat. So the count 0-1 to the sophomore center fielder. So we'll see how aggressive they are, if they're going to have Cotton run at this next pitch. Barrett gets ready, kicks and fires the 0-1. Cotton hit the brakes. Did not go, but that pitch did squeak away from Redmond, but Cotton had already hit a full stop, and count evens up at 1-1. So Langens gets ready. The left-handed pitcher Barrett looks over to the runner at first, goes to the plate, spins that one in for a strike, moves the count to 1-2. So big spot for Barrett here. If you can get through this inning with just the one run allowed, try to get your offense back up. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for Chesterton in the top of the 6th. The 1-2. He swings through it. Langens goes down swinging. It's a big punch out for the 2nd out of this inning. The 8th strikeout of the day for Barrett. And it brings Caden Matusek up to bat with 2 away and a runner on. Matusek reached on an error in the 4th inning. Struck out in the 1st. Barrett starts his 3rd at-bat against the second baseman, who puts it high in the air towards center field. Govea looks up and gets there for out number 3. So the Bulldogs add another. They leave a runner stranded. We're through 5 innings here in Crown Point. It's a 2-0 lead for the Bulldogs. Stick around. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Hi, this is Tim down at Tire Pros and Auto Superstore, 5200 Cleveland in Maryville. 219-887-3333 is our phone number. We've been serving the region and building relationships with our valued customers for the past 23 years. We have a wide variety of services, quality tires with the best warranty in the nation, and some of the most skilled mechanics I've ever worked with. Let us exceed your expectations. We're setting a new standard. Come on down, ask for Mike or Tim. We'll take excellent care of you. Thank you.
Top half of the 6th inning about to get underway. Faust, Keurig, and Davis stepping up to bat for Chesterton here as they'll look to try to cook up a comeback. Down 2-0 after the Bulldogs have tacked on a solo tally in each of their last 2 at-bats. Taking a 2-0 lead, 2 runs on 3 hits for the Bulldogs. No runs on 2 hits for the Trojans. Chesterton had 2 base runners on, or 2 different base runners in the last at-bat as Govea reached on a leadoff walk. He was then retired on a double play. Glassman reached on a single later in the inning but was left stranded. So it's up to Faust here, who's 0 for 2. He has flown out to each of the corner outfielders tonight. So the senior right fielder, with the count 1-0, tries to climb the ladder with this pitch from Sheridan, but fouls it away out of the concourse. So evens the count up at 1-1. So Faust, the senior, gets ready. That one breaks away. Trying to help out his pitcher, Barrett, who has surrendered 2 runs in this game, but is still pitched exceptionally well with 8 strikeouts. Sheridan's been throwing a good game as well. This one fouled away to even the count at 2-2 for Linus. 4 strikeouts. And no runs allowed, most importantly. He's pitched well with runners on, has worked a double play. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Sheridan goes with the off-speed pitch to freeze up Faust. And that's a big first out here in the 6th inning.
Now coming into play, the DH number 19, Adam.
So good bender from Sheridan, just really able to make it look like it was going to go inside and then just drop into the zone. Faust, strikeout victim number 5 for Sheridan, and Adam Keurig will bat. He has flown out to right field, grounded out to short. He's looking to reach base for the first time here against Sheridan. Fouls off the first pitch off the backstop, and opportunities are starting to dwindle for the Trojans here, down to just 5 outs remaining here in the top of the 6th inning. Gonna work your way back in this game. It's got to start here. Sheridan motors in a fastball for a strike. Count goes to 0-2, so he's ahead against Keurig. But you don't want to save it all for the 7th inning. Try to get some offense here. The 0-2 pitch just misses low and away. We go 1-2. To Adam Keurig, designated hitter for the Trojans. The 1-2, poked away foul. Keurig played on that defensive line for the Chesterton football team. So a lot of players that start on the gridiron for Chesterton, play on the diamond as well. Another one fouled away. Count stays 1-2. Talk about Crown Point with a football player as well, with Ehrlich over at third base, but good to see a lot of multi-sport athletes in this one. The 1-2 pitch from Sheridan. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs here in the 6th for Sheridan. He continues to be on point, sending Faust and Keurig both back to the dugout with a K. And there's 2 away here in the 6th.
Third baseman number 12, Joshua Davis.
6 strikeouts in total for Sheridan. He's been throwing a great one here. Joshua Davis will try to reach base here. He sends this one back to Sheridan. Sheridan knocks it down, recovers, throws over to first in time to complete a 3-up, 3-down inning. We are through 5.5 here in Crown Point. The Bulldogs lead 2-0. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Crown Point getting ready to take some at-bats. Ehrlich, Chidsey, and Dunlap due up. 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the lineup from Steve Strayer, and they will try to add to this 2-0 lead in what could be their final at-bats here in the last of the 6th. Dunlap we saw earlier with an RBI triple. Ehrlich, who will step up here, is 0 for 2 so far against Barrett. Barrett, who has struck out 8 Bulldog hitters, has surrendered those 2 runs, so he's looking to try to quickly send them back to the dugout, get his offense back up and ready to work in return for the top of the 7th. But for now, he's got to get through these tough hitters from Crown Point. 2 Duneland Conference rivals facing off here. Chesterton put an end to Crown Point's season last year with a 14-6 win in the sectional round. The Trojans, who went 21-9 a year ago, or 22-7 a year ago, fell to the Bulldogs yesterday, 3-1. A great day on the mound by Cotton. And the Bulldogs trying to take 2 in a row against the Trojans. Ehrlich swings through that first pitch for a opening strike. And Barrett winds and fires this one inside. So he goes outside with the first pitch, inside with the next. Count evens up at 1-1. The 1-1 just misses upstairs. Count goes to 2-1. So Barrett, with his 8 Ks on the day, has increased his season total to 67. Ehrlich checks on that one. It's called a strike. Count even up at 2 apiece. So the left-handed batter Ehrlich down to his last strike. Swinging at anything close. He puts this one in the air towards center field. Govea hustles in, dives in, doesn't get there. It drops. Ehrlich reaches base here to lead off the 6th inning. That was going to be a tough play for Govea to get to. He had to extend going forward, and it just was a little bit ahead of that glove, and that's the risk you run with a head-first dive. If you don't get there, it's going to get behind you and be advantageous to the base runner. If you go with that foot-first slide, even if it drops in front of you, you may be able to block it. But with that head-first slide, you're kind of going for broke. And high-risk play by Govea. He does not get the reward, so it brings Billy Chidsey up to bat with nobody out, a runner on first. First pitch strike from Barrett. 4th hit of the day for the Bulldogs. The 0-1 pitch from Barrett misses outside. That will even the count at 1-1. So Ehrlich breaks out of a tough day where he was caught looking twice in his first 2 at-bats. So he's now 1 for 3. Chidsey's 1 for 2. He singled and scored back in the 4th inning. Barrett throws over to first. Ehrlich moves back in safely. Count still 1-1. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Here's the pitch from Barrett. Chidsey chops it foul over to the Chesterton dugout. So now the count 1-2. So a big spot here for the Bulldogs. They've put solo tallies on the board each of the last 2 innings. Could add another big insurance marker here. And with the way Linus Sheridan's been pitching, they could be all the room he needs to get these last 3 outs. 2 runs on 4 hits so far for Crown Point. Chidsey calls time, steps out. So now Barrett gets ready. The 1-2 breaks away, moves the count to 2-2. So Chidsey, the senior shortstop for the Bulldogs, committed to Purdue Northwest. The 2-2 pitch. Outside, Ehrlich swiping second. He will slide in there safely. The throw might have beat him there, but it skipped. It bounced over. And so Glassman had to reach to his right and then go over to Ehrlich. So now the runner moved to scoring position. Count full at 3-2 to Chidsey. Getting ready for the payoff pitch. Goes to the plate. Fouled away. Chidsey stays alive. Count still full. Chidsey with 18 runs batted in this season. Batting now with a runner in scoring position. I think Ehrlich could score on anything put towards the outfield. Here's the payoff pitch. Chidsey sends it towards second base. Knight gets there, throws over to first in time for the out, but advancing to third base was Ehrlich. So Chidsey grounds out to second. It moves the runner just 90 feet away from scoring position for Sean Dunlap, who has reached base twice today. He walked in the second inning, tripled in the fourth, which drove in a run. So Dunlap working against Barrett here. Barrett will really need to be careful here against a tough hitter for the Bulldogs. Looks for the outer third and gets it there for strike one. Dunlap with 11 runs batted in this season. In a good spot here with a runner just one station away from scoring and only one away. He cracks that one foul towards the Bulldog bullpen. So the count now 0-2. Barrett working against Dunlap here. Tennessee commit at the plate. Playing right field today. Plays some catcher as well. The 0-2. That's outside. It gets away from Redmond, but then it bounces back to the catcher. It took a favorable hop off the backstop. Bounced right back to Redmond. So Ehrlich looked like he was about to charge towards the plate, then quickly had to get back to third. That wild pitch makes it a 1-2 count. Barrett against Dunlap here. Gets the sign from his catcher, Redmond. Now he'll deliver this one towards the plate. Dunlap skies it towards right field. It's curling down the line towards the bullpen. Will it be playable for McCormick? It will not be. It goes into the bullpen. So it's just a long foul ball. It'll send Dunlap back to the batter's box. Count stuck, still at 1-2. So with that wind blowing in, probably helped Dunlap there as it pushed it out of play towards the bullpen. Barrett settles, holds the glove near the belt, kicks and fires. The 1-2, called strike three. He freezes up Dunlap for his 9th punch out of the evening and a big second out here in the 6th inning. He was just able to speed that one in for a strikeout looking. There are 2 away. There's a runner on third base. Jace Horton batting now for the Bulldogs. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded into a double play in the 2nd. Flew out to right in the 4th. The first pitch from Barrett outside for a ball. So 9 strikeouts for Troy Barrett. The 1-0 pitch. This one jammed towards left field. Bradford's looking for it. He can't get there. It bounces away. Ehrlich will score. It's an RBI for Horton. Crown Point leads 3-0 here in the 6th inning.
Now batting, number 21, the first baseman, Chesterton, Alexander.
For Horton, that's his 22nd run driven in this season. They will send in a pinch runner. Zane Biernet will take over on the bases. Horton is the catcher, so with 2 away, so that's Biernet over and first. First pitch for Barrett. Called a strike to Jackson Alexander. Alexander walked and scored in his last at-bat in the 5th inning. Struck out first time around in the 2nd. The 0-1 from Barrett. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So that was a big insurance tally for the Bulldogs. That RBI from Horton, making it a 3-0 game. The 0-2 pitch from Barrett. Just misses low and away. Count goes to 1-2. So Barrett near the end of his outing trying to empty the tank here and get his bats back up to try to crank up a comeback in the top of the 7th. The 1-2. Fouled away, cued off the bat of Alexander, curling towards the Bulldog bullpen. Davis was chasing after it, but he runs out of real estate. It goes out of the yard, foul, making it a 1-2. Well, it stays at 1-2 count, but Jackson Alexander staying alive at the plate. So Alexander trying to extend the inning down to his last strike. The 1-2. Frisbee misses away to even the count up at 2-2. That one just slid a little too much on him. So twos across the board here. The breakthrough pitch. Lined back through the left side of the infield. It rolls all the way to center field. It's a 2-out single for Alexander. And then bobbling it was Govea, which allows for Horton to go first to third on the play. So Alexander keeps the line moving for the Bulldogs. And Nick Wagner will bat with 2 on. Alexander ends up on second base on that play. So 2 in scoring position for Wagner, the senior left fielder. Barrett kicks and fires to the plate. This one put in the air. Foul. Right side of the diamond, it leaves the yard. Wagner 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today, but good work by the Bulldogs here to make Barrett work for this final out. They've back-to-back singles with 2 outs in this inning. Have added to the workload. They've already sent in 1 run in this inning, and there's a threat for more. The 0-1 pitch from Barrett. Fouled back to the screen. Count goes 0-2. So the Bulldogs in a good spot here, and Barrett talks things over with the umpire. Gets ready for his next offering. The Bulldogs trying to keep adding to the pressure here. They have a busy upcoming week. Count 0-2 to Nick Wagner. The pitch. And breaking ball. He tries the back door. Doesn't get it there. So it'll be a ball. Count goes 1-2. Runners at second and third. 2 away. Count 1-2 at the plate to the left fielder of the Bulldogs. Barrett takes a look at the runner at second. The Trojan pitcher goes to the plate, gets it in there for strike 3. Catches him looking for his 10th strikeout of the outing. But the Bulldogs do some damage here in the 6th. They add 1 more. We are through 6. Crown Point leads 3-0. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Starting off the top of the 7th inning here at White Maley Field. The Bulldogs trying to close this one out, minus Chesterton, who's been excellent so far. Takes the hill once again. Chesterton with 6 strikeouts on the day, trying to go the distance. Looking to pick up his 6th win of the season. He's 5-0 on the year. Has been dueling with Troy Barrett, who was also 5-0 on the year, so 2 undefeated starters. Bulldogs in a good position to put the first loss in that column for Barrett, as the Trojans will send Bradford, Knight, and Govea up to bat here in the 7th. Busy week up ahead for Crown Point, as they will play 2 on Saturday against Homewood Flossmoor out of Illinois and Carmel. So 2 tough opponents, and then next week they'll have a home and away with Lake Central. Big matchup against a tough Lake Central squad. First pitch from Sheridan, outside for a ball. Count goes 1-0. But these Bulldogs heating up at the right time. They've won their last 7. The 1-0 from Sheridan drops that one in for a strike against Bradford, who's 0 for 2 on the day. So Bradford trying to break through here. The 1-1 misses away. Count goes 2-1. Bradford, the junior outfielder today for the Trojans, grounded out to short in the second inning, struck out in the fourth. The 2-1 misses, moves the count to 3-1. But Sheridan just 3 more outs to get. There's no activity. There's one pitcher up in the Bulldog bullpen. He walks Bradford. Just the 4th walk on the outing for Sheridan. 6th total base runner, 2 hits, 4 walks for the Trojans. John Knight will bat. He has one of those 2 hits. That was way back in the second inning. First pitch misses outside. Count goes 1-0. So runner on first base, Bradford. Down by 3, we'll see how aggressive, especially with nobody out, the Trojans get with Bradford at first base. The 1-0 pops into the glove, evens the count at 1-1. Good strike from Sheridan. Bradford has not attempted a stolen base this season. Not sure if this will be the time we see him attempt one. The 1-1, high for a ball. We go 2-1. Sheridan just in search of strikes here with 3 outs to get. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses, moves the count to 3-1. He's been close on a lot of these, but not close enough. To John Knight, who's 1 for 2, one of the 6 strikeouts today for Sheridan was against Knight. The 3-1. That's just inside for ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Chesterton. They have 2 on here in the top of the 7th with nobody out. We'll see a meeting on the mound as the tying run is up to bat with Govea. Will this be the end of the line for Sheridan? We'll see. There might be... Yep, the bullpen gates are opening. This will appear to be it for Linus Sheridan. We'll step aside. When we return, we'll tell you about the new man on the mound for the Bulldogs. Stick around. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Enigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Enigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit enigenberg.com for more information or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Enigenberg Exteriors. Restoring hope, one project at a time.
So with this new man out of the mound, it's time to introduce the Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurler. This will be Riley Ackerman, the sophomore left-handed pitcher. Ackerman, 1-1 on the year in his 5th appearance. The lefty is gone 12 1/3. His ERA 1.70. Ackerman, 4 runs allowed on 6 hits, 3 of those runs earned. He's walked 5 while striking out 14. It'll be up to him to get these final 3 outs with 2 runners on. Enigenberg Exteriors, your all-in-one roofing specialist. Visit ebergexteriors.com for a quote. So Govea bats with runners on first and second, Knight on first, Bradford on second. They both reached on walks. Govea 2 walks on the day, both of those against Chesterton. And Ackerman speeds in a strike, start off the count. So the underclassman left-hander trying to close things out for the Bulldogs. They lead 3-0. The 0-1. Sneaks it in for a strike on the outer corner. Gets ahead 0-2. So Gouveia trying to avoid going down on strikes here against Ackerman. He looks to second, goes to the plate. The 0-2. Chopped foul towards the Bulldog dugout. So Gouveia, he represents the tying run with runners on first and second, down by 3. Think about now that insurance marker in the 6th inning, how big that was for Crown Point. Put them in a good spot here. Ackerman steps off the rubber. Goes over the signs again with Horton. Chase Horton behind the plate for the Bulldogs, senior catcher. Working with his sophomore lefty. The 0-2. Drilled towards second base to Matusik. He goes to second for 1. That will be the only out they get. So Gouveia reaches for the 3rd time today. Bradford goes from second to third, but Knight is retired at second base. So the Bulldogs get 1 out. But there are still runners on the corners with Brady McCormick up to bat. So McCormick, senior first baseman, he's 0 for 2 on the day. He bunted into that double play back in the 5th inning. Really kind of crushed the momentum that the Trojans were trying to build in that inning. First pitch from Ackerman, a strike. 1 away with 2 on here in the top of the 7th inning. The 0-1, lifted in the air to center field. Langens moves to his left. Dunlap, though, the right fielder, comes in and makes the catch. He'll throw to the plate, charging to the dish, and safe at the plate is Bradford. Chesterton gets on the board. On a gutsy play by Bradford to go to the plate. Dunlap threw a strike to the plate. He nearly got him there, but it puts Chesterton on the board. So McCormick flies out to right, but drives in a run. It's a 3-1 game with Ethan Glassman up to bat. The Trojans down to their last out with a runner on first base. Ackerman trying to close it out here. First pitch, gets behind Horton, goes all the way to the backstop. That will allow Gouveia to scamper over to second base. So he's in scoring position now. Count 1-0. Glassman walked in the 3rd inning, singled in the 5th. He's been on base twice today. The top of the order threatening. Glassman, tough out to get today. Not your typical 9-hitter, batting .275 on the year. Takes that one for a strike. He's driven in 23 runs. Count even up at 1-1 for Ackerman against Glassman. He'll kick and fire to the plate. Glassman sends that to the second baseman, Matusik. He takes a step, throws to first in time. That'll do it. The Bulldogs finish it off, take a victory over the Trojans, 3-1. They increase their win streak to 8 in a row, improving to 17-3 on the year, while Chesterton falls to 11-9. It was a well-pitched game between Sheridan and Barrett, but the Bulldogs get the win. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up, hand out some hardware. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crown Company's Lantern Man. Crown Company's insurance professionals, Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
If you are injured in a worksite accident or hurt by a defective product, go with the guy that has a proven track record litigating these cases. Otto Schragle, a principal partner at the Allen Law Group, will make sure those responsible for hurting you are held to account for their negligence. With multiple offices in Indiana and Illinois, you could reach them at 219-465-6292 or reach them out on the web at www.kenallenlaw.com.
Wrapping things up after Crown Point takes down Chesterton 3-1 here at White Maley Field. It was a big win for the Trojans and a close one here. So let's recognize some of the top players in this game. So let's start with the Crowell Companies Lantern Man, superhero of the game. Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals. The Crowell Companies Lantern Man, superhero of the game. Let's go with the winning pitcher, Linus Chesterton of Crown Point. He went 6 innings, allowing 2 hits, walking 4, and striking out 6. He was spectacular on the mound today. Worked out of some situations with runners on base. Got some big strikeouts and timely moments, and moves to an impressive 6-0 on the year. Not bad for the senior. Now let's name our Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. The blue collar player of the game tonight was Troy Barrett of Chesterton. He was really good on the mound today for the Trojans, allowing just 5 hits, striking out 10, only 2 walks, battled with some runners on base, kept his team in this game, even in the innings where he was scored on, only kept it at solo tallies, didn't let things get out of hand, and the Bulldogs really break open this game. He also reached base on a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning as a batter, so he was all over the place in this game and was very gritty. So he's our blue-collar player of the game tonight. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And now it's time for the Ironworkers 395 play of the game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a union ironworker. Let's go back to the 5th inning. You see it right there. It was a 1-6-3 double play turned by Sheridan, Chidsey, and Alexander. That was in a big spot because it was a 1-0 game at that point. The Trojans were threatening, had a runner on first base. They tried to bunt. It goes back to the pitcher. Sheridan handles it spectacularly. They get 2 with 1 ground ball, and they put a 0 on the board in that inning, so that was at a point in the game where it still could have gone back and forth, but Crown Point stepped up defensively to get a big out. That was tonight's Ironworkers 395 player of the game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395, Union Strong. Let's start thanking some people. A big thank you to our management team here at Region Sports, Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, Zach Miller, our sports director, Mike Dewan. To my great broadcast crew tonight, Zach Zanelli doing a spectacular job as our producer, and Martin Murillo capturing all the action on camera. To the coaches from each side, John Bogner from Chesterton and Steve Strayer from Crown Point. To the athletic directors, Jeff Hamstra of Chesterton and Bill Girola of Crown Point. And thank you to the viewers, however you tuned in for this one, at Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports Network, and regionsports.com. This is Leo Stauder thanking you for watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.